As a business owner, you wear many hats. And as a dad, you probably wear even more hats. So if you're somebody that's watching this right now, and let's say you value your family, you value your career, this video is really going to help you out. Because for me personally, before I started to make just one small shift, it just seemed like everything was caving in on me, where I was almost just wearing a different face day in, day out. Had a smile on my face like everything was good, but behind closed doors and mentally, I'm thinking everything's falling apart. And I was stressed out by all means. And the business was affecting that. My relationships were affecting that. My family was affecting that. Everything was affecting that. Until I decided to just make one decision. And I'll explain that decision here in a little bit. But hear me out. Whether you're, a business owner, whether you're just focusing on your career, whether you're a family man, whether you're just somebody that's trying to get in better shape, this one piece of advice is really going to help you out. And it's all about focusing on you, not in a selfish way by any means, but more so selfless. Really giving you a different mindset shift that I think everybody needs. I remember, for example, like my first business coach ever. He really challenged me because at that time I was way too prideful and egotistic to want to invest into a coaching program. I'm like, why would I need to invest into anybody to teach me something, right? Something that I already know. But the reality is there was so much I didn't know. And you know what the saying is, right? You only know what you know. Well, that was me back in the day before investing in my first business coach, where I thought in order to get clients, I thought in order to grow my business, I need to be just focusing on doing these things. But there were so many things that I didn't even know, honestly. There were blind spots to me until I actually invested and get signed up for that first business coach. And he shared that with me. And that's what helped my business take it to the next level. Now, once again, you might not be a business owner. That might not be applicable to you. But let's just say in terms of your health and fitness journey. In fact, before we even get there, let's talk about relationships, right? Because I think this is very important to talk about also, okay? You might be thinking that you're doing all the right things in the relationship. You might be thinking you're going above and beyond, you're doing this and this and this. And I was thinking that way too until, right, I stumbled upon the book, The 5 Love Languages. And it is such a great book because your love languages are probably way different than your spouse's love languages, right? And vice versa. So that's why it's so important to have something, right? Obviously, I mentioned the business coach. Hey, that was an actual person. Second go around, right, with the relationships, that's a book. But regardless, these are resources that helps you view your blind spots, okay? Going into health and fitness, I don't know about you guys, but if you ever tried a diet before and maybe you had to cut out your carbohydrates or cut out alcohol and you can't eat sweets, can't eat junk food, it might not be the funnest thing to do in the world. And then it's somebody teaches you about flexible dieting or how to fit your macros or whatever the case may be. And you're like, oh, so you can actually eat donuts and get in shape? Okay, sign me up for that because you can see it's a blind spot that you didn't even think about, okay? So why am I telling you all that? Well, because I want to share with you that one decision that I made. And once again, this is going to help you out in all these areas of your life. Your career status, your business, relationships, your overall health, everything like that. And it all boils down to this: investing into yourself. Your business probably wants you to become the best business owner there is, right? You probably are into business not to just make money, but make an impact in people's lives and help other people, right? That's what most business owners want to do. Your family, they want you to become the best version of yourself. You probably deep down inside, you probably want you to be the best version of yourself. But now let me ask you this. If you're never actually taking the time to actually do so and invest in yourself, how's that ever going to happen? It's just somebody continuing to say oh, I'll wait for the right time. Well, the reality is there is no right time, especially if you're somebody that's married. There's not a right time just to get married. There's not a right time just to have kids. There's not a right time to start that business venture. You just do it. You roll with the punches. You learn as you go. There's never going to be a perfect time. So when it comes to you, maybe with your health, this is what I want you to focus on. It is the smallest shift that I made years ago, and it helped me just completely change up everything in terms of my health, in terms of my relationships, in terms of my business, everything, because I was getting clarity. Back in the day, I used to be somebody that was just, okay, hey, I'm going to do all this for everybody else, pretty much run my battery, drain it dry. And then like the last 10% invested into me. And that didn't work, right? Because anytime I would work on in the evening time, I would just make up excuses because I'd be tired. Anytime I would focus on trying to eat healthy or hit my macros, like once again, hey, I'm exhausted or it's not too much of a priority for me. It's very easy for me to make up excuses. So here's the shift that I made, right? It is just having a morning routine. And this is the morning routine that works for me and it's been working for me for years. It's called the 30-20-10 rule, okay? 30 minutes of activity. And that could be anything that you want. That could be going for a walk. That could be doing push-ups and sit-ups right at home. That could be going to the gym. That could be doing some yoga or some stretches or some form of active recovery. 30 minutes of moving your body. That's it. 30 minutes of moving your body, okay? If you do that in the morning, I promise you, with the other two things, your life's going to change. Your business is going to change. Your relationships are going to change. The second, right, this is the 20. And this is 20 minutes of working on your mindset. And this could be either reading a book. This could be doing some form of prayer or devotional. This could be a meditation. This could be gratitude journaling. This could be visualizing. This could be scripting and writing out your goals. Anything like that, that is focusing on, once again, your mindset, right? So we're focusing on the physical body with the movement. Now we're focusing on the mental and the emotional, right? With the mindset. And once again, this is to be done first thing in the morning. This is, while everybody else is still asleep, hey, you're off doing your thing. Your phone is not to be on at all, right? Like, do not make the mistake of waking up and scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. You're just going to be, once again, just draining your energy instead of you on somebody else, because you could get sucked into, comparison and looking at somebody else's and trying to mix and match with the Joneses. That's not going to be helpful at all, right? So focusing just on you, put the phone away, okay? Now, the last 10 minutes, this has been super helpful for me and continues to be such a vital role with me being successful, me being lean all year round. 10 minutes of mapping out my day. It might not seem like a lot, but 10 minutes of just mapping out my food choices for the day specifically. Let me ask you this question. How successful do you think you would be when it comes to, let's just say, losing fat and getting off your medications and having more energy and building more muscle if you actually made a commitment saying like, okay, today I'm going to eat this, write it out, map it out, track it in the app, whatever floats your boat, whatever easier for you, and stuck with it. Just by having the simple practice of just like mapping that out, okay, hey, for 10 minutes, what am I going to have for breakfast? Just think about it before it actually comes. What am I going to have for lunch? And like the best part about this is just like, if let's just say, you're going to go out to eat somewhere, you're thinking about, okay, what am I going to order, right? That's probably going to be healthier for me. That's going to be more fuel for my body, rather than, hey, it's the end of the workday, you're exhausted physically and mentally, right? You're hungry, you want to stuff everything right in front of you. But guess what? Like, just by making that decision in the morning, okay, hey, I'm going to decide if we go out to eat, I'm going to eat this. That's going to help you hold yourself accountable to that. I promise it might seem like the smallest little thing, but it helps out so much. And it's been such a huge hack for me personally. So once again, it's the 30-20-10 rule. Take it, roll with it. It's easy. Anybody can do it. You wake up, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Don't even look at it. Don't scroll through social media. 30 minutes of moving your body, however you want. 20 minutes then of working on your mindset, however you want. 10 minutes of mapping out like your nutrition plan for the day. How much water you're going to drink, how much protein you're going to eat. Map all that out. Once you start doing that, this is what happens. One, you gain such a mental edge because you're giving yourself goals. Two, you're starting to accomplish those goals early on. Like, you're waking up, you're working out, you're moving your body, right? You're working on your mindset. Like, these are things that they're already checks, right? On the boxes, already checks where it's building up these wins. But throughout the course of the day, like, one, you're going to be able to make better, wiser decisions because you already started moving your body, already work on your mindset, already start eating healthier and focusing on that. But also at the end of the day, like, think about the amount of confidence that you're going to get day by day, week over week, month over month, just by focusing on sticking with the routine. And that builds discipline like no other. It's just by you saying, hey, I'm going to commit to this and sticking with it. And that's what's going to help you build the discipline. So I challenge you, I encourage you, implement a 30-20-10 rule into your lifestyle, into your morning routine. And I promise you, you're going to see a world of a difference. I kid you not. And if you need any guidance, you need any assistance, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the link down below in the description box, the very first link, we have a free training guide that goes over a step-by-step plan to follow, what works best for our coaching members, how to lose fat, how to build muscle for their body types and their busy schedules and their lifestyles. That's all we focus on at Heartletics, is how do we help change somebody's life in a way that's actually sustainable for them. That way they can see the best results, get the best results, and most importantly, maintain the best results. So if you want information about that, once again, click on the link down below. And guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.